The struggle is on. A community is rising. The youth are on a march, not for protest, but for survival. Over the past months, their voices have echoed beyond Sabon Zango, reaching the corridors of power. United by the slogan, "No bunker, no junker," they say they can no longer sit idle while illicit drugs steal the future of the next generation. Sabon Zango, located within the Mengmete electoral area of the Ablekuma Central Municipal Assembly, is one of the oldest Zongo communities in the Greater Accra region. Salihu Sarauta, an indigene and Hausa broadcast journalist, speaks to the Ghana News Agency about the community.
Well, Sabon Zongo is more than 100 years old as Sabon Zongo. Actually, that's like the word Sabo. Or we say Sabo in Hausa. It literally means new. So we are talking of a new Zongo. So definitely there must be an old one before we have a new Zongo. Sabon Zongo actually started in Asha town Zongo. That's in proper Accra. So as time goes on, due to one or two reasons, which has to do with issues with some diseases, breakout of some diseases in the town, in the inner city, as Accra proper, they moved down to do areas, and then it just the colonial masters then decided that since the people living in that particular, or people associated with the Zongo are mostly people who come from Nigeria, Niger, Cameroon, and they deal in cattle and what have you. So why don't we find somewhere where they can reside peacefully? And they are mainly Muslims. You know what Islam is. As for Muslims, we like to live in isolated areas where nothing will be diluted with our religion, especially when it comes to alcohol and what have you.
Sarauta belongs to a group of professionals who have since 2019 engaged youth groups on the dangers of drug abuse. When the Ghana News Agency visited the community on a weekend, Sarauta and his team were spotted educating children at a local Islamic school about the dangers of illicit drugs. So how did illicit drugs take root in the community?
How come a place that's known solidly for Islamic culture, values and whatever, how come, like I mentioned, it's a leadership failure from that point. You just ignored certain things. Because the signals started way back. And let me recall a little bit. All these things started with, we are bordered with the Kole Lagoon. Immediately you left Sabon Zongo, the next place that's on the eastern part of Sabon Zongo is the Kole Lagoon, where the Mensa Utabil Church is built. So that's where it started. And then, it's because it's a bushy area. In those days, as in the 70s and late 80s, since about as the guy who thinks actually Misumadu or I've gotten there, aside from the cigarette, and you can't do it in your community. It's hard to see, but we can identify brothers and uncles who go deep down into that bush, just wait. So as we're coming up as kids, we want to go there because the place is mainly used for recreational activities. That's where we play football and what have you. But if a parent want to put fear into a kid, then say, are you going to call it? You mention the name of one of the big guys who go there to smoke and whatever. He's there. the child will never go there because he's feared just because he smokes. But gradually, the thing started coming. Now they started doing it in the communities.
The peddling and abuse of illicit drugs are widespread. Some provision shops operate as fronts for unlicensed chemical sellers where drugs that legally require prescriptions are sold freely. The substances commonly found in the community include heroin, crack cocaine, marijuana, tramadol, codeine-based cough syrups such as Benylin, and the widely abused 225 tablets, popularly known as Red. Spaces once meant for rest and recreation have been converted into bunkers, which are secluded locations used for consuming hard drugs.
So nawa kake so in ce maka ka bani kuɗi ka huta. My music is all about money, so I don't have time. I spend time and money. All I see in my eyes is money. People think music is not what I should do, but me, I took music for life, and it's a risk for me. So it's a challenge because I'm a silent. I can't talk. I can't say anything. But if I would say a word, it's music. That's my lifestyle, freestyle life.
Meet Suleiman Ibrahim, also known as Super. The addict describes himself as a talented musician who believes his creativity improves only when he takes tramadol.
The drug I normally take, it depends on my department. Because the drug I take, it makes you talk. It's not, that's the tramadol. So it will make you know how to discuss with people when you take it. You see me, I'm very someone like I don't like talking much. I like talking short. So when I take it, it gives me some strength that I can be able to talk. Because some people they are slow. When they see you slow, you are weak, you can't talk. They will think like you are thinking negative. So when you take that tablet, you feel more free with people because people don't know what you have your plans. Somebody don't know how you want to plan the activities you want to do. So that drug is in the department. It's good for that music thing I'm going to, because somebody take weed, somebody take cigarette to do this thing. They are all the same thing. Weed, cigarette, all those things, but they have different this thing. But it's almost the same thing, but it had different flavor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So right now, would you want to stop?
So if I will stop, it means I will stop music. Because if I will stop it, you won't hear my voice.
After a decade of substance abuse, Suleiman, now 36, says he sees no path of recovery from his predicament.
Well, if the government want to check on my health, one thing with me, I'm already a sickler. And this thing have started since when I was a kid. Since then. So when they took me to my stepmom place, that's where I now regain myself. So if the government would take me, maybe they don't know the really problem that is on me. Only those first people who treat me, they will know the exactly thing I need. Because even my mom don't know the thing. But they took me to hospital but can't find it. But my step mom, she know the type of things that she gave me that time that I got help.
So government wants to help you to stop taking drugs. So you don't want.
Then it want me to stop music. It's not like I don't appreciate what they are doing. I appreciate it. But if you see it somehow, it will cause more harm to me. Because the way they see it is not the way it is. Some sickness is like spiritual, you don't understand. It's physical, spiritual.
Thank you very much for this.
Yeah.
Musa Badamasi, a youth volunteer at a local Islamic school, recounts how he lost most of his childhood friends to drug abuse.
Some of them, they were influenced by friends. Some of them too were actually influenced by, let's say, peer pressure. You just see someone doing it and they feel it's nice. So this thing started actually with the emergence of this fraud. When they started, because we're all friends, we're all going to Makaranta always. We go, we come, we all have we get our peanuts, we come and buy acheke. I remember those times, because that's what we do. But immediately the emergence of this, it started with ICQ, I remember. Started getting small money. They started actually pulling away from us. We continued with our Makaranta because we will not say where we are better. It's God. It's God's grace.
Maalama Saudatu Muhammad, a teacher at a local Makaranta, shares her experience of seeing students drift from the classroom into drug use.
Wani bi yaro kaga ya fara fraud ga yana samun kudi. Yana samun kudi cikin yawan shan drinki. Sai kaga kamin ka farga an fara mix mai wani abu ciki. Mun sani akwai wasu suna sayar da abin ganga. Drinking ga sai ka ji ana sayarwa rice 5 cedis amma an mix 20 Ghana. To cikin haka an mix ma yaron ka ya sha ya ji dadi. Gobe sai kaga ya koma yana gani kaman kai da na je yin harakan nan drinking da na sha na 20 Ghana na bayyana yi kwana ba. Sai sa gobe shi no dan sha. Ciki haka an lalata maka yaro. Sai sa ku yi hankuri ku bari mu karfafa yaranmu kan gaskiya da kan ku yi hankuri. Kun ga yadda muka tashi. Ba mu nemi wani abu mun ce dole mu duba ku da shi ba, dabaran da muke yin ga da shi muke duban ku. Don gaskiya yaranmu na yanzu suna son kudi. Suna sauri.
The drug menace in Sabon Zango has taken a heavy toll on families and social life. Madam Jamila Abdullahi expresses concern about the future of her niece who struggles with addiction.
It's too much. How the walking, even the talking, it's very slow. It's very slow. And when you give her money to go and buy food, she'll go and buy drugs to take. She'll come, her stomach is aching her. At times, before 3 months, we will take her to hospital like 3 times.
How old is she?
She's 19 years old. She has finished SHS. And she's too intelligent. Very, very intelligent. And now she started it from Uniba. But she was born here. They saw the things going too far and they brought her back. So now her mother is my sister. We want a change, but she's too stubborn.
15-year-old Haruna Muhammad says drug abuse has cost him friendships and exposed many of his peers to danger.
I have plenty of friends. Some smoke at Kuala. Some smoke at this side, Guamakafi. And now, but I don't play with them because of their smoking. Now I don't play with them.
Okay.
Plenty blues. I don't play with them because of why.
So what's made you decide not to play with them?
Because I know they can spoil me by smoking. They can spoil me at the time by smoking.
According to the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, about 296 million people worldwide used drugs in 2021, with young people forming a significant proportion of new users. In Ghana, data from the Narcotics Control Commission highlights the rising drug problem. In 2020, authorities seized 8,704 kilograms of illicit drugs, which increased to 15,458 kilograms in 2021. The figure surged in 2022 with 59,900 kilograms confiscated. Over 3 years, more than 84,000 kilograms of illicit drugs were seized, reflecting both intensified efforts to curb the menace and the growing trade. Salisu Ango, a clinical psychologist at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital, explains the health and psychological dangers associated with illicit drug use.
We have the prescribed drugs, and then we have the dangerous drugs that are being used. So even anything that you use it, anything at all, even water, when you use it abnormally, okay, it's going to affect you. Then how much more these chemicals that you consume. Even the prescribed drugs, the doctor will tell you how many times you're supposed to take and when you are supposed to end taking those drugs. But here be the case, these guys will be taking in these hard drugs, and the end of it is causing them to feel high. And when you are beginning to be addicted to these drugs, that is where the danger is. Okay, aside damaging some of your organs, for instance, your liver, your kidney, okay, and even your heart, the way the blood pump, the way the heart pump blood and then oxygen. So when all these things are being operated under abnormal way, it's going to cost you a lot, because medically you are going to be affected by one way or the other. Either your kidney is going to be damaged, or your liver is going to be damaged, or your heart is going to be damaged. And aside that, it goes through your brain, okay, then your brain area. So that's where the addiction takes place. So your brain area will open a space for you, for the drug, because they are chemicals. And God in His own wisdom, He has given us a time that we're supposed to be excited, and at a time that we are supposed to be sad. Okay, but these drugs, sometimes because of the euphoria attached to it and the ecstasy, it goes and then attach itself to a brain area, either your frontal lobe, okay, by causing or activating this dopamine level to go high. And when your dopamine level goes high, then definitely you are going to feel good, you are going to feel excited, and you will do things abnormally. Serotonin will go high, because these chemicals mimic themselves to what God has created for us to be happy. So it will go and then mimic itself to activate those areas. So when these are done, then you go high. Okay, when you go high, definitely you go out of your mind. Things will be abnormal. Okay, you would even will feel that you can carry an elephant. You get it? Or you can even carry a whole community. You get it? So that is what is causing them to do abnormal things, to exhibit abnormal behaviors.
As an indigene of Sabon-Zongo, his concern deepened after observing the increasing exposure of children to illicit drugs.
It's very interesting. These young children who are at the age of 10, 11, 12, most of them know the names of these illicit drugs. And most of them have friends. They mingle with people or friends who are already into it. So they know the names of these drugs. So that caught our attention, because if nothing is done in relation to what they are telling us, it means that, God forbid, they might end up also using these illicit drugs.
He knows that recovery after prolonged drug use is often difficult and affects every aspect of life.
So the coming out of this is unless you give your consent, maybe genuinely, when you are being talked to, and now you think I'm now giving up. Okay, so that is where our work starts. Okay, either you'll be taken to through rehabilitation, so you'll be taken to rehabilitation center, but some they wouldn't need rehabilitation. They need thorough sessions, counseling, and therapy. Those that don't need the rehab, we can still engage them one-on-one. Maybe every week we meet them twice, talk to them about the danger, how they are feeling. And sometimes, yes, because of the withdrawal syndrome, they go through challenges, they go through a lot, they go through headache, spells, they can't even eat, they can't sleep because of the withdrawal syndrome. And some of them go through hallucinations, delusions. Okay, so if you don't know how to manage these symptoms well, it's like you are going to create more harm to them. So because of the professionalism in this thing, not everybody is able to do this job, but rather those who are trained, like the psychiatrists, the psychologists, okay, who are trained in this, they are the people who will be able to handle these people until they are done with their rehabilitation.
The growing health risks and breakdown of social cohesion motivated residents to act collectively. Alhaji Kamal Abubakar, a lead campaigner, recounts how a small community initiative evolved into a campaign that gained national attention.
Akwai wani yaron da ya yi musabaka ya zo second, amma yanzu haka yana bonka yana shaye-shaye. To abin da ya motivate na kenan kuma ya ba mu tsoro na fara zuwa bases. Ina ce matasa mu tashi, garinmu ne, ba mu da wani gari da ya fi Sabon Zango, garin da aka haife mu kenan, garin da aka haifi iyayenmu kenan. Muka yi wasa muka saura zamne, muka ce bai kai ɗakinmu ba ko bai kai gidanmu ba, kafin ka farga ya rufe gidanka. Wanga magana dukan naje na gaya da 'yan samari sai su accept, sai su ce ai an taba yi bai yi ba, sai ce wannan da ikon Allah, tunda Allah ya ga zuciyarmu da abin da ke faruwa cikin zangonnanmu, da ikon Allah wannan abu ya ci gaba. Shi ga matasa su amsa, to mu ma in dai ka fito mun supporting ka 100%. Na daga ciki ne na je wurin mai martaba sarkin zango Ankara Dr. Alhaji ya misu bako, na kawo mai munga magana na aji, sai ya ce wallahi maganan da na kawo mai ya fi zuma zaki, yana son dama ire-iren wannan waɗanda za su fito ya mara musu baya. To zamanin ga kuma bakan abu kai tsaye, da na ga haka sai na samu takarda na draft abinda sarki ke bukata a cikin zango, sai na nuna mai gashi na je na takarda ya sa hannu, sarki ya sa hannu saboda maganan gobe.
Osman Mohsen Bako, a 29-year-old web developer and a volunteer, shares his experience as a campaigner.
I mean, for us like this as youth, this is the first time that we've embarked on something like this, so we are also bound to make mistakes. So we did certain mistakes, especially in our intelligence gathering. That was on our first one, but we corrected it on our second one. So if you look at our first outing and our second and third outing, our second and third were more targeted. So some of the things that we discovered was that majority of certain drugs were being peddled by certain brands of people. So when we look at the rock and the cocaine rocks, they were being peddled by people who were more of Ghanaian descent. But when we look at the tablets, the tramadols and then the rest, they were being peddled by people who were foreigners. So that was one of the things that we discovered, that the foreigners, especially from Niger, were people who found ways to bring those tablets, small ones, into our communities.
Alhaji Kamal warns that the involvement of foreign nationals in drug peddling poses a national security risk.
Amma daga baya sai muka ga baki suke cutar da mu yanda suke gani daga garin su ku yi mini gafara daga garin su o kwaya ba wani abu ne kaga trotro driver na shan kwaya mate na shan kwaya mai sai da komi na shan kwaya wai saboda su samu karfi shi suka doko da su kawo mana a cikin garin mu sabon zango Accra kuma Ghana to shi yasa wannan abin nan yana ba mu tsoro sosai baki duk wanda muka kama da miyagun kwayoyi da yawa duka baki ne akwai wanda muka kama da bindiga 1 o'clock cikin dare da bindiga da kwaya kotoku sack guda 6 shi kadai each person mutum guda only one person karka wanga kaya.
During a community-led operations, campaigners uncovered sacks of illicit drugs and a pump-action gun, a discovery that caught the attention of the security apparatus in the country. Days later, the Minister for the Interior, Alhaji Muhammad Muntaka Mubarak, visited Sabo Zango and commended the community's efforts.
We're here today to encourage them and to assure them we are going to support them. Sergey, I'm here to tell you, His Excellency General is telling you, this thing that we started in Zongo here, we want to see it not only in the Zongos, but in almost all our communities. Where individuals come up, they rise to the occasion to support the security agencies to deal with this. Because sometimes one of the challenges that we realize is that the people who are doing this, they will be pretending that they are selling cocoa and then they are selling it. They will be pretending that they are selling chewing gum and they are selling it. They will be pretending that they are selling wood and they are selling it. They will pretend to be doing other things. So when the police come, sometimes it's very difficult for them to identify who they are. But once we live in the community, we know them. And it is when we rise and say, no, we are not going to allow them to do it. That is when we can succeed. With the help of the police and the Narcotic Control Commission, we are assuring you that we will give you this support.
Despite the gains made, the campaign has faced resistance. Campaigners say some individuals have attempted to infiltrate the movement to disrupt its work.
Even for the people who are part of the operation, there are some that are there maybe for personal glory, some will be there for personal interest, some are also there so that they can leak information outside. So the conflict starts internally. And then there are some people who are outside who are maybe focused on what they gain and what they get. So they are trying to create disharmony among the people that are fighting against the drugs. They are trying to create certain rumors that are going to sow seeds of disharmony against us to also fight against our fight. Because maybe for somebody, this is his only livelihood, peddling illicit drugs. So when you block it, it feels like, okay, so right now, what am I going to do? So we are facing strong opposition from people.
Kuke bar abin ke motivating nan. Ana iya samu cikin ku a zo a dinga samun hankalin su. Kai, me yasa da kai kaza? Kakka yadda da kaza. In an fita ka gwada kai babba ne. In an fita ka gwada kana da matsayi kaza. Wa'annan nan ya so ya kawo mana cikas, ya kawo mana damuwa. To mun iya mun control. Mun ba kowa hakin shi.
The campaign, which began during the Ramadan fasting period, has provided important lessons for organizers.
And it's been a little difficult. Like I said, we are young and then we are learning. So there are some, like the first time that we went on the raids, caught all the drugs, we went to burn it at the Mokola night market for everybody to see what we did with the drugs. But apparently when we got to the police station, we were advised that these ones that we've caught with the people with the drug, we were supposed to turn them in as evidence. But us coming to burn them and then now bringing the people, what was the evidence that these people were involved in these kinds of things? So like I said, we were learning. So the second time that we went, the day that we found a trunk full of drugs, at opposite Abnao Fiber. So that day there was a video of the person and then the time that he was caught, and then we went to submit it. So the collaboration hasn't really been easy, but inshallah we are getting there. And then we are becoming more collaborative between us and our security forces. And I believe the coming of the Minister of Interior, Honorable Muntaka Mubarak, also strengthening that collaboration between us and them.
Some campaigners expressed concern about the limited support from local politicians.
Because now, this is a fight we are doing. But politicians are afraid to even show their faces. Do you know why? He gets votes from both sides. No matter who a Jonka is. No matter who a Jonka is. When it's time for registration, he will be picked. His guys will mobilize and pick them, come and register. So they have votes. And politicians value what? Those votes. So he wouldn't like to even come in because he knows he gets his votes across board from we who are fighting it and those who are. So politicians also contribute to the decay and where we are now. But alhamdulillah, with what we saw on Thursday, when the Minister for Interior, Honorable Muntaka Mubarak, came and engaged, and what he said, especially his speech in Hausa, it touched almost everything. He started from the drugs, from our chieftaincy institutions, from the imams, and he touched almost everyone. So we are grateful. We know that will send a signal that yes, now Zobo has arisen and we're going to fight this canker.
Collaboration between residents and law enforcement has led to the creation of a permanent watchdog committee on drug peddling. In September, the Deputy Minister for the Interior, Mr. Ebenezer Oklete Teilabi, officially launched the committee with support from the Ghana Police Service.
According to the Narcotics Control Commission, the most abused drugs are cannabis, heroin, cocaine, and others. A recent survey conducted by the Ghana Statistical Service found that 60% of the drug users in Ghana are between the ages of 15 and 35. So are you surprised that you see gone too soon? What a shock. 45 years. And I'm happy Doctor mentioned some of the effects. The Commission has reported a significant increase in drug-related arrests and seizures in recent years, highlighting the need for the continued efforts to combat drug trafficking and abuse. As of 2025, the Commission has already seized over 20,000 kilograms of illicit drugs, indicating that the menace is still prevalent.
Assistant Commissioner of Police, Madam Giftimaunya Gateholder, who is the Director of Community Policing of the Ghana Police Service, urges the committee to operate within the law.
Article 41 Clause 1 of the 1992 Constitution enjoins citizens to collaborate with law enforcement agencies. Gallant volunteers, I expect you to adhere to the guidelines and eschew acts infringing on community members' rights and maintain a non-partisan approach. Avoid instant justice, kangaroo courts, chieftaincy issues, and land guard activities.
Residents report early signs of improvement, with some drug users relocating to the outskirts of the community. Despite the risk, campaigners insist their actions are driven by concern for the next generation. As the fight continues, two key questions remain unanswered. Who benefits from the illicit drug trade in Ghana? And are those battling addiction ready to choose reform over ruin?